הנה שכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, תדבק לשויני, אוי לכי אם לא אזכירכי.
אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, תדבק שויני, אוי לכי אם לא אזכירכי. אם לא
upside down. And the rabbis in Israel are telling us that he steps away. We're moments away. We just need a Geulah to scream about. We need to cry for it. Geulah, after thousands of years, doesn't come like that. We need zchuyot. We need tefillot. And we need heart. We need to scream, Abba, we want to come home. He takes you home when he feels you want to come home. But if you don't want to come home, you expect him to bring you home? Your kid doesn't want to come home. You're going to go out expecting him to bring him home? You just want to come. Hatam Sofer writes that in his generation, this is wild, he says in his generation, they were very close to bringing Mashiach, but there wasn't a lot of people crying and praying for the Geulah. Said the Hatam Sofer writes, he says in his generation, if there would have been just a few more people praying for the Geulah, Mashiach would have came in his generation. Hatam Sofer was 1700s. Could have been over a long time ago. We were off by a few people. Hatam Sofer writes this. On his gen, we were all, he said it was a good, and they were close. He writes this, he said we were very close. Just we were missing a few people to pray and cry and yearn and ask for the Geulah to come. He says, if we would have just had a few more Jews praying and calling out, davening for the Geulah, he says Mashiach would have came in his generation. Are there people davening today for the Geulah? No, I should rephrase that. I know people are davening for the Geulah. And I know that in our Amidah, we say, Et semach David avdecha me'era tatzmiach, ki lishu'atecha, kivinu, v'tzipinu, kol hayom. I know we say it. I know we say the words. I know we also say, Baruch atah Hashem goel Yisrael, and Baruch atah Hashem ga'al Yisrael. I know we say the words. I know we say the words. And yes, right, that's also a good one, Eddie. Tekah b'shofar, gadol cherutenu. We scream, come on, blow the big one already. We want out. We say it. We say the words. V'tehezena einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion b'rahamim. We say it 3 times a day. We say the words, Robert. We say the words. I know we say. That's not what I meant when I asked, are people davening for the Geulah? That's not what I meant. What I meant was, when people daven for the Geulah, are they davening for the Geulah? That's what I'm asking. The Hafetz Chaim spent his life reminding the people of his generation how important it was to daven for the coming of Mashiach, the coming of Geulah. One time the Hafetz Chaim got up by Sudat Shalishit on Shabbat, and in the yeshiva of Radin, he gave this amazing fire and brimstone, powerhouse speech, and told everyone in the yeshiva and in the town that right now, is a shat kosher in Shamayim. It's an et ratzon to bring Mashiach. And if we would get everybody on this page, and we would move Jews to get up and start praying for Mashiach with a real heart and a real Geulah, we can bring him now. We can actually bring him. Now listen to what happened. What happened was, that night, Motzei Shabbat, the Hafetz Chaim, he says to himself, if I go right now to the Gadol Hador, to Reb Chaim Oizer, it's funny, you would think the Hafetz, every time I hear the story I laugh, I say, what do you mean? Hafetz Chaim was the Gadol Hador. But he didn't feel he felt Reb Chaim Oizer was a Gadol Hador. He would call himself the Zaken Hador. He's the Gadol Hador, the Zaken Hador. Hafetz Chaim said, if I would go right now to the great Gadol Hador, Reb Chaim Oizer in Vilna, if I would get him to stand up as the Gadol, as the chief rabbi of the generation, and declare and decree on all Jews to scream and cry out, a Yom Ze'akah, to cry and say, Hashem, we want Mashiach, we want to go home, we want to Geulah, we want to Bet HaMikdash. And the Hafetz Chaim would endorse it. Said the Hafetz Chaim, with such a decree, with such a day of screaming and praying, with his endorsement, with the lead of the head rabbi, Mashiach will definitely come. And that night, Motzei Shabbat, he was so, he couldn't wait to already get out to Vilna, to get this done, while the window in heaven is still open. Window of opportunity. Et ratzon. He put on his coat. He was going out to the horse and buggy. And his family said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Vilna. But you're very old. You're in your high 80s. A man of your age and your health, it's not healthy to travel at night such a distance. Wait till the morning. And they fought with him, and they fought with him, and they fought with him. Hafetz Chaim says, no, I can't wait 1 second. I can't wait 1 second. How can you chance this? All of history is riding on this moment. I can't even go to bed. But they pushed him and pushed him and pushed him and said, no, we're not letting you go. You're too old to make such a travel at such an hour at night. Wait till the morning. They didn't let him go. And that night the Hafetz Chaim cried. And the next morning, he told his Bnei Bayit, we lost it. We had it, and we lost it. When there are opportunities, that there are certain big moments, and those moments come and flash at us every now and then. We got to grab those moments. The Mabit was known to ask, our generation today, how strong are we? Do we compare to the last generation? No way. 2 generations, forget about it. And yet, the bringing of Mashiach is up to us. It's a joke. It is. Zach, say it. It's a joke. It is. You put such a big responsibility on such puny shoulders. Says the Mabit, there was never a tefillah in the last 2,000 years that a Jew prayed for the Geulah to come that went for nothing. Every single tefillah of all the generations that was prayed in the last 2,000 years aren't lost. They were being stacked up. And there's going to be a certain number until that cup is full of tefillah. And that brimmed cup that will overflow will be the moment that Mashiach comes. And that means that our tefillot today are stacked on the shoulders of 1,000 years or 2,000 years of tears and of cries of all the holy Jews before us that prayed for the Geulah and the coming of Mashiach. It is one huge pillar of tefillah that in Shamayim is going to reach Kisei HaKavod, and we might be just one short. Could you imagine if you were that last tefillah, the one that sent the bell off? You remember in the parks? It goes up to... Can you imagine if you were that last that hit the bell? Could you imagine? You activated millions of tears of tefillot of the greatest rabbis before you on your last effort. That's what makes us the last generation, and maybe the most beautiful generation.
צריך להגיד המילים האלו, שיהיה בית המקדש השלישי בקרוב בימינו אמן.